So hey, what's up guys, Rightbox here and welcome back to another F1 2020 game video, and today we're going to be checking out the Hungarian Grand Prix. So this weekend is in fact the Hungarian Grand Prix. I'm recording this on Wednesday of the week before the Grand Prix weekend, so I have no idea of any practice results, qualifying results, anything like that. I don't know anything that's happened. We're recording this in advance and we're going to be trying out Hungary for the first time on F1 2020. So we're going to be racing as the McLaren, and reason being, Lando Norris has had two absolutely fantastic race weekends. He's got loads of points in the championship for a McLaren. Get out the way signs, get in the bin. Let's get Lando Norris on board. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be heading out to Hungary, of course, and doing a 50% race. So, where are you go? Hungary. So, Hungary's the next race on the calendar. It's the first non-Austrian Grand Prix weekend, basically. So, it'll be interesting to see how the cars handle. A bit of a different track to Austria. Very downforce reliant, whereas for Austria you needed a lot of straight line speed. This track only really has the one main straight, and Codemasters have actually classified this as a hard track difficulty track. So let's get straight into things as Lando Norris and see how we get on.
Now Anthony Davidson, I wonder, might we be in for some early pit stops today for the midfield teams, all trying to put some pressure on or disrupting things for the leaders up front?
If you're in the middle of the pack, you know, you got your own race to run. I don't think they're going to be thinking about causing trouble up front. However, closer to the head of the pack, don't be surprised to see some split strategies. If you're running second and third, for example, bringing one car in for an undercut while leaving the other one out there longer can put a lot of pressure on the leader and maybe force them into an error.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Albon, Charles Leclerc and Vettel, Sainz, Ricciardo, Perez and Pierre Gasly, Ocon, Fiat, Lando Norris and Giovinazzi, Stroll, Raikkonen, George Russell and Kevin Magnussen, Grosjean and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top?
Right then, having qualified in P13, we have a choice of strategy. So the guys ahead will have to be, basically, they'll have to be running the soft tyres at the start because they'll have used it in qualifying, which gives us the opportunity to go for the alternate strategy. We can go for the one stop. So we're going to start on the mediums, and then we're going to go for a pit stop in the middle of the race for hards. So let's start this race and see how we get on. Right then, here on the starting grid, let's see how we get on. We will have the opportunity to change strategy if we need to. We'll just have to box slightly earlier and bolt on another set of mediums and go softs at the end. But for now, we're going to try the one stop. Let's see how we get on. We've got to get a decent start, really. And we're going to be stuck around the outside as we zoom right around the outside. We're going to have fresh tyres compared to the AlphaTauri. And round the outside, what a beautiful move. Lining up the inside here. They're going to have to leave us some room because, whoa, contact. Whoa, more contact. The racing point up our inside, but we hold on for now. And there we go. Settling into the top 10. We're going to make it our new home, the top 10 now. So fantastic start. Moved up 3 positions. Typical Lando Norris start. Right then, so it's all about looking after the tyres here, and we've got a long way to go in this race. I've underfueled the car by about a lap, so we're going to have to save fuel. I'm feeling that if we've got less weight to the car, we should be able to look after the tyres a little bit better, hopefully. So that's the plan. And let's see if the one stop is going to work for us. But I'm going to have to be a little bit aggressive just to try and clear like Kvyat now. We'll be losing time sat behind him. My teammate's currently best of the rest in P7. So to keep things spicy, I'm going to be aggressive. I want to get past Kvyat if possible. I've got overtake mode open. He's going to be a sitting duck here. Come on, let's get him. Straight line speed again. I've gone for a high downforce setup, which means we can do things like this around the outside, hopefully. Nope. Does mean that straight line speed is going to be a bit of a problem though. And it's hard to overtake round here, but I do need a lot of downforce through the back end of the circuit as well. So let's just tuck in behind Kvyat. Come around the final corner then to end lap number 4, start lap number 5. We've just been sat in P10 for now. I mean, the guys around us are all on the soft tyres, so that at the minute they've got the tyre advantage, but hopefully in a few laps time the crossover will happen and our tyres will be in much better shape and performing better than the guys around us. So that's the aim. Just got to settle into our rhythm, keeping with Kvyat in the DRS zone, which is helping us along. Closing right up on the back of Danny Kvyat here. Overtake mode and DRS. But we just haven't got the straight line speed to be able to get past him. And I think part of it is down to our setup. I've got a very high downforce setup, but just tucking in behind him now, and I've been catching up quite easily without pushing too hard, so I think his tyres are starting to go off a little bit, so we need to try and get an overtake done pretty soon. Some people are starting to pit. Our teammates in the pits. One of the Ferraris is in the pits as well. So we need to try and get past Kvyat, but I mean, we're just too far back with the DRS to be able to do anything really. We're going to close up again in the braking zone at turn number 1, and we had a half decent exit. Again, not able to gain massively, and we lose a lot of time in the corners because we're stuck behind him now. So hopefully he boxes the next lap. Look at the grip through here. Superior grip than Kvyat, and we're up the inside there. Lovely move in the end. Take a replay of that look. Just through the corners we're able to gain so much, and I managed to use overtake mode and send one up the inside of Kvyat into the chicane. So we're actually going to take the lead in this Grand Prix because everyone's in the pits, and we're on a different strategy. We're on the one-stopper course, so we might actually end up leading for a little bit. Got a few guys behind that are also doing the same strategy. But right now I need to look after the tyres, push on to about lap 16. Got 8 more laps to go until the pit stops. So behind Hamilton and Bottas, the race leaders have caught up to Ocon, who's doing the same strategy as me, and they are really struggling to get past him. Although it looks like Hamilton might have done it now, and Hamilton's going to be coming after me. So what I want to do here is I want to keep the Mercedes behind for as long as possible, and hopefully that starts to back up the Ferraris as well, because being on the one stop we could jump up the field. So I want to make sure that no one passes me dead easy. I'm going to fight to the very last corner and try and keep him at bay. But look at Hamilton. Hamilton's escaped Ocon and he's leaving Bottas for dead. Told you it wasn't going to be long. Hamilton already trying it up the inside into that corner. Look at him already. Taking a replay of that because he just came out of nowhere. He was building, caught me off guard, got alongside. That is how quick that Mercedes is. Here comes Lewis Hamilton then. I've got overtake mode enabled just to try and keep him at bay. I'm going to go defensive as well. But a little lock up into turn number 1. He's going to get the cutback. Look at that. Outmaneuvered by Lewis Hamilton. He's got DRS as well. Not a lot we can do to defend. But I mean, we're not really racing the Mercedes. They have such a pace advantage compared to our car. So next up is going to be Bottas behind. Maybe he can stay behind for a little bit longer. Bottas already on the next lap. He's through. There's absolutely nothing we can do about that. Whoa, he locks up and we almost clip the back of him. That's really cost me. I've had to run wide there. Thanks for that, Bottas. So then, on lap number 16, it's time to box for the medium tyres. So let's get in and we will fix the mediums on. I think, yeah, Ocon on the exact same strategy. he's boxed as well. I mean, we pulled about a second over him since we last checked him. Here we go, medium tyres on the car. No further adjustments. 2.7 stop time, pretty good. And let's see, look, the Ferraris are there. I think Sainz was next. And I think we're ahead of our teammate Carlos Sainz. So I wonder when their next sort of pit strategy is, when their next pit stop is, sorry. Where is our teammate? I think they're all boxing this lap now for fresh rubber, or I don't know, there's some pit activity, but Leclerc 6 seconds up the road. Can we catch the Ferraris? I don't know, maybe not on pace, maybe we can beat them on strategy though. 6.3 up the road. We'll see how these hard tyres go.
Let's use that overtake button more.
Right, let's see what this car can do through this middle sector. Oh, trying to push it. There's been no grip through this sector over the last lap or so, obviously, because of having really worn tyres. 5.9 up the road. If I push too hard on these hard tyres now, we won't have enough tyre left at the end of the race. But maybe us and Ocon will pull an absolute worldie here with the strategy. Let's see what's going to happen then. 5.7 is the gap. Lots of overtake mode to use out this down this main straight. Who's that in the pits? Giovinazzi's pitted now, so P7. And I wonder where our teammate is. 6 seconds up the road to Leclerc now. So we've got some activity in the pits then. Vettel and Albon look to have pitted. Whoop. A little bit unstable on exit, but this is going to shoot us up to P5 for now. Leclerc has been pulling away since we've boxed. He's pulled out about 0.8 of a second, so I don't know how much pace we've got on these hard tyres. Don't want to abort the strategy. I want to see what's going to happen, but might just have to switch it up. I don't know. So Leclerc in the pits now. Max Verstappen stayed out, and he's actually gone for hard tyres on that last stop. So again, a different strategy being played out. So checking in lap 27. Verstappen still up the road. You know what? I reckon Verstappen isn't going to pit again. I think he's gone for a one stop, but obviously starting on the soft tyres. Ocon behind on the same strategy as us. He's not going to be pitting again. He's 5.9 seconds back. Well, for the past few laps, Ocon has had a Red Bull and 2 Ferraris behind him, and for some reason Albon can't get through. Probably a lack of straight line speed from the Red Bull there. So I don't know what happened to Sainz, but he's out of the race now. He must have had a mechanical failure. Yeah, it looks like he's going to pull over any moment now, and yes he does. So, car failure for our teammate. Going for a personal best lap time, and we just missed out in the last sector. Probably a little mistake or something, but Ocon still about 5.7 seconds behind. I noticed he closed the gap to nearer 5.2 seconds, so that's what I wanted to push on that last lap anyway. So I think Alex Albon just got past Ocon. Let's take a look, shall we? DRS open, the Ferrari's following suit, and Ocon, I think he was just a sitting duck coming to turn 1, and Albon finally gets alongside up the inside, and that has to be job done for the Red Bull driver. So I really want to get a top 5 out of this race. Got 4 laps to go. And look at the gap now, 4.4. Now Albon is through on Ocon. He's going to be catching up. The gap is going to be down to almost less than 4 seconds any moment now. So it's going to be tight come the end of Grand Prix. Can we hold on to 4th? I want to at least get top 5. Vettel seems to be through on Ocon now. And he's dropped off a little bit off of Albon. But look at our tyres. 35% wear on the front left. The fronts are really doing a lot of work today. So let's just see if we can hold on. A few more laps to go, and the one stop might have just paid off and got us a fantastic finish for Norris. So Albon's just about 2 seconds behind, and as you can see, he's really closing in through the chicane. You can see how close he is, so we've got to keep the momentum going. So Albon has arrived. Here he is. Albon in the Red Bull. And to make things worse, Vettel is closely followed behind, and Leclerc closely follow behind him, so by the time we're through this tight, twisty, technical section, they'll both be on the back of us, and we're borderline for fuel. I've literally ran the car so light with fuel.
24.8 seconds.
But to try and help me on this final lap, I've saved up a whole bunch of ERS, so we're going to go for it on this last lap. Needs to get a really good run for the final corner then. Let's see what the last lap has in store for us. Now, I know Albon was struggling with straight line speed compared to Ocon, so hopefully I can keep the gap up down the straights and then just hold the racing line through the corners. Albon's still there. He's gaining with the help of the DRS too. Holding a tight line. I usually understeer out wide of that corner. Come on. Good run down the hill. We actually set a personal best in the first sector. It's amazing what a bit of pressure and a bit of overtake mode can do to your lap time. Lewis Hamilton wins already. Wow. Absolute domination from the Brit. Lando Norris, your fellow Brit Hamilton. He's going to bring it home for fourth. That is the plan. Come on. Bit of overtake mode. We're actually bordering on our personal best right now. Oh, big lock up. Oh, Albon's in our mirrors. He's filling our mirrors. He shouldn't be able to get through now. Come on. Out of overtake mode. Here comes Albon. Run to the line. We just got it. Wow, Albon out the final corner. But it is fourth place for McLaren. Lando Norris. Fantastic Lando Norris here today. We get fourth place. So that's been it for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you are new around here, make sure you get subscribed for plenty more F1 2020 game content. There'll also be other games like MotoGP 20. We have a MotoGP 20 career mode on the channel, as well as Assetto Corsa, Competizione, and other sim racing titles we're going to get into as well. But for now, main games F1, MotoGP, and Assetto Corsa. So make sure to get subscribed if you like the sound of that. But for now, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you guys end up enjoying the Hungarian Grand Prix this weekend. So for now, we'll see you guys in the next one.